Hello everyone. Today we will start chapter number 2, polynomials of class 10th standard. So first we will discuss what are the polynomials. See, polynomials are, it is an algebraic expression consisting of variables, constants and algebraic operations like addition, subtraction, and the variables are raised to the power of whole number. See, here first we have to discuss what is the meaning of polynomials and what is the difference between the polynomials and algebraic expressions. See, in the 9th standard or even in the 8th standard also we have done algebraic expressions consist of variables and constants. And these variables and constants are linked together by some algebraic operations like addition and subtraction. But in algebraic expressions, the power of the variable can be anything. Can be anything means it can be an integer. That means it can be positive or negative also. And power can be a rational number also. Rational number means it can be a 1 by 2 and it can be minus 1 by 2. Right? In case of algebraic expressions. But in case of polynomials, polynomials are same as algebraic expressions. Okay, it consists of variables, constants, and these are linked together by some algebraic operations. But in case of polynomials, here it is written the variables are raised to power of whole number. That means the power of the variable will always be a whole number. Whole number means 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. That means power will always be positive or it can be 0. But in case of algebraic expressions, power can be positive, can be negative, it can be fraction, it can be rational number. So this is the main difference between the polynomial and algebraic expression. Now here we have example. Example is x cube plus x square minus 4x plus 7. Now first we have to see whether it is a polynomial or an algebraic expression. Now we can see in this algebraic expression variable is x, right? And in the first term if we will see the power of the variable is 3. That means it's a whole number. Here power is 2. Again it is a whole number. Here power is 1. Again it is a whole number. That means this algebraic expression is a polynomial because here the power of the variable is a whole number. So x is the variable and 7 is a constant. Now we know what is the meaning of variables and constant. Variable means the value of something which keeps on changing. Now in this polynomial I can put x is equals to 1, I can put x is equals to 2, x is equals to 10. So value of the x we can change. But 7, it is a constant, we cannot change. So it has a fixed value. So variables and constant. Now I have written few examples. X raised to power minus 2 plus 8x minus 7. Now in this algebraic expression, we have to find out whether it is a polynomial or not. Now we can see that the variable is x. But here the power of the variable is minus 2. Here power of the variable is 1. So 1 is a whole number, then it is okay. But here power of the variable is minus 2. Minus 2 is not a whole number, it is an integer. That means it is not a polynomial. It is not a polynomial, it is an algebraic expression. Now here second example, square root of y plus 4y square minus 6. Now here we can see square root of y means y raised to the power 1 upon 2. And here power of the y is 2. So 2 is a whole number. So it is correct. But here power is 1 upon 2. 1 upon 2 is not a whole number. It is a fraction. That means again it is not a polynomial. So we have written these are not a polynomial as power is negative in case of first algebraic expression, and in case of second it is a power is a rational number, or we can say it is a fraction. So both the algebraic expressions are not the polynomials. Let's take another example of polynomial. We have px is equals to 4x cubed minus 7x square plus 15x minus 9. So in the earlier classes also we have discussed that the polynomial or an algebraic expression is made up of terms. Now if we will see here, this polynomial is made up of 4 terms. First is 4x cubed, second is minus 7x square, third one is 15x, and the fourth one is minus 9. So this polynomial is consist of 4 terms. Now terms From the terms, we can find out the coefficient also. The numeric value with the variable is the coefficient. So in 4x cube, if we will see, with the variable x cube, we have the number 4. That means 4 is the coefficient. With the variable x square, we have minus 7. So minus 7 is the coefficient of the second term. With x, we have 15. That means 15 is the coefficient of the third term. And the term which is without any variable is the constant. So a polynomial can have any number of terms. Okay, it may have one term or two terms or three terms or four terms or infinite number of terms. Therefore, a polynomial can have infinite number of terms. Now, types of polynomials. Now we will discuss the different types of polynomials, and that too based on number of terms. Right? So we have first a polynomial with one term. If in a polynomial we have only one term, so that polynomial is known as monomial. Mono means one. A polynomial with two terms. If in the polynomial there are only two terms, then it is a binomial. And a polynomial with three terms are called trinomial. So this is the classification of polynomial or types of polynomials based on the number of terms. Now let's discuss degree of the polynomial. So what is the degree of the polynomial? The highest power of the variable. The highest power of the variable in a polynomial is called the degree of the polynomial. So what is the meaning of this? It means whenever we have a polynomial, we will see first the variables and then we will see the powers of the variables. Then in the powers, whichever power is the highest, that is the degree of the polynomial. For example, I have written one polynomial here, 2x raised to power 8 plus 5x raised to power 6 minus 3x cube plus 8. Now if you will see this polynomial, here variable is x, right? Everywhere it is x only. And the powers of the variable, if we will see, here it is 8, here it is 6 and here it is 3. Now what is the highest power here? Highest power is 8, right? So here variable is x and the highest power is 8. And we know the highest power of the variable is the degree of the polynomial. So the degree of the given polynomial is 8. We have to just see the highest power of the variable. That will be the degree of the polynomial. Now we have types of polynomials now based on degree. Okay, in the last slide we did types of polynomials based on the terms. Now we have types of polynomials based on the degree. So first we have linear polynomial. So what are the linear polynomials? Here it is written a polynomial of degree 1. Okay, a polynomial of degree 1 is called the linear polynomial. For example, 4x plus 2. Now if you will see here, variable is x and the power of the variable is 1. Only one variable here and power is 1. That means the highest power is 1. So degree is also 1. So it is a linear polynomial. In the second case, under root 3x plus 5. Here also variable is x and the power of the variable is 1. So it is a linear polynomial because its degree is 1. So linear polynomials are the polynomials of degree 1 and it is of the form ax plus b. Whenever we have to write the general form of the linear polynomial, we will write as ax plus b, where a and b are the real numbers and a not equals to 0. Now second is quadratic polynomial. So what are the quadratic polynomials? A polynomial of degree 2. Okay, if in a polynomial degree is 2, then it is a quadratic polynomial. Examples I have written 2x square minus 5. Now here variable is x and the power of the variable is 2 and it is the highest power only. So it is a quadratic polynomial. Now second example 2 minus x square plus under root 3x. Here also variable is x. Now power of the variables, if we will see here, it is 1 and it is 2. So out of 1 and 2, highest power is 2. That means degree of this polynomial is 2. So a polynomial of degree 2 are called quadratic polynomials and it is of the form ax square plus bx plus c. This is the general form of the quadratic polynomial where a, b and c are the real numbers and a not equals to 0. Now, third type is cubic polynomial. So what are the cubic polynomials? A polynomial of degree 3. So means in a polynomial, if the degree of the polynomial is 3, that means that polynomial is a cubic polynomial. For example, 2 minus x cube. Now here variable is x and the power is 3. And this is the highest power, that means it is a cubic polynomial. Second example, square root of 5 minus y plus 2y cube. Here variable is y and in this term power of the variable is 1 and in this term power of the variable is 3. So out of 1 and 3, 3 is the highest. That means the degree of this polynomial is 3. So cubic polynomials are the polynomials of degree 3. And it is of the form ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a, b, c and d are the real numbers. Here you have to write a, b, c and d. C and d are the real numbers and a not equals to 0. Then 0 of a polynomial. So what are the zeros of a polynomial? A number a is a 0 of a polynomial px if pa is equals to 0. So in 9th standard also we have done what are the zeros of a polynomial. Suppose we have a polynomial px. Now in the polynomial px, if we will put any value of x, x is equals to 0, x is equals to 1, 2, 3, any value of x if we will put in the polynomial, and after putting the value, if the value of the polynomial comes 0, right, after putting the value of x as 0 or x as 1, if the value of the polynomial comes 0, that means the value which we have put in the polynomial is the 0 of the polynomial. Now I will explain with one example. We have px is equals to 4x cube plus 5x square minus 9, right? Here variable is x. Now if I will take x is equals to 1, so the polynomial px will become p1. Now in this polynomial 4x cubed plus 5x square minus 9, I will put x is equals to 1. So here 4 into 1 cube plus 5 into 1 square minus 9. And after solving it, I am getting 0. That means after putting the value of the variable x as 1, I am getting the value of the polynomial px as 0. That means x is equals to 1 is the 0 of the given polynomial. If the value of the polynomial is not coming 0, maybe it is coming 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2, then that value which we are putting is not the 0. But if the value is coming as 0, that means it is the 0 of the given polynomial. So here we have put x is equals to 1. So 1 is the 0 of the given polynomial. And the 0 of the polynomial is also called the root of the given polynomial. Now let's discuss the geometrical meaning of the zeros of a polynomial. So what is the geometrical meaning of the zeros of a polynomial? See, we know how to find out the zero of a polynomial. Now here we have to discuss the geometrical meaning. Geometrical meaning means first we have to draw the graph of the polynomial, and after drawing the graph we will find out the zeros of a polynomial. So let's take one example. I have taken px is equals to x plus 2. So it is a linear polynomial x plus 2. Now we have to first plot the linear polynomial on the graph, and then we have to find out the zero of the polynomial because it is a geometrical meaning. If we have to find out just the zero, so directly we can find out. Okay, so px is equals to x plus 2, we are writing y is equals to x plus 2. Now if we have to directly find out the 0, so what we will do? We will put the variable equals to 0. That means x plus 2 is equals to 0. So x is equals to minus 2. So it is the 0 of the polynomial. But here we have to do the geometrical meaning. So first we will plot this linear graph of this linear polynomial, and then we will find out the 0. So for that what we will do? We will find the coordinates of the polynomial. Coordinates means value of x. For a particular value of x, we will find out the corresponding value of y. So here I have made a table x and y. For any value of x, we have to find out the corresponding value of y. So first value I have taken x is equals to 0. Now if I will put x is equals to 0 in the given polynomial, what is the corresponding value of y? It will be 0 plus 2, that means 2. Now if we will put x is equals to 2, so value of y will be 2 plus 2, that is equals to 4. Now when x is equals to minus 2, so value of y will be minus 2 plus 2, that is equals to 0. That means for the given values of x, we have find out the corresponding values of y. Now we have the coordinates of the polynomial. Coordinates means x coordinate and y coordinate. Now what we will do, we will plot the graph of this polynomial based on these coordinates. So whenever we plot a graph, we have a x-axis, this is x dash, and then a vertical line y-axis, y dash. And the point of intersection of the two axes is our origin, and it shows the value 0. Now towards the right hand side of x-axis we have all the positive numbers. So 1, 2 and 3. And towards the left hand side of x-axis we have all the negative numbers, that is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. In same way towards this side we have all the positive values of y. So here 1, 2, 3, 4. And this side we have all the negative values of y-axis, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So this is our graph. Now what we have to do? We have to plot these values. So if we will see the first value, for the first value we have x coordinate 0 and y coordinate 2. So x on the x-axis we will see 0, it is 0, and on the y-axis we have to show 2. So it is plus 2, that means we have to go towards this side. So this point. So here 0 and 2 we have located here. This is 0, 2. X coordinate is 0 and y coordinate is 2. Now the second is 2 and 4. So x value of the in the x-axis we will see x is equals to 2. So here x is equals to 2, this point, and y is equals to 4. You will see y is equals to 4 is here. So corresponding to value 2 we have to find out the value, we have to locate the value of 4. So it will be here. Right, this point is showing value 2, x-axis here and y-axis 4. So it is 2, 4. Then the third is minus 2, 0. Minus 2 means value of x coordinate is minus 2. So it is minus 2 here and 0 is here. So this point will show minus 2 and 0. So to plot a graph, minimum 3 values are enough. Now what we will do, we will join all the 3 coordinates. So when we will join, we are getting a straight line. That means whenever we are drawing a linear polynomial, graph of a linear polynomial, it will always be a straight line. Now what is the geometric meaning of this graph? See, the line intersects the x-axis at minus 2, 0. You can see this graph is intersecting the x-axis at only one point. And this point is minus 2, 0. That means line intersects when x is equals to minus 2. Then x coordinate of a point at which the graph of px cuts x-axis is called the 0 of the polynomial. Now this is very important. Here we have written, whenever we are drawing a graph of the polynomial, we have to see that graph is cutting the x-axis at what point. The point at which the graph is cutting the x-axis or intersecting the x-axis is called the 0 of the polynomial. Now in case of this graph of linear polynomial, this is intersecting the x-axis at minus 2 and 0. So minus 2 and 0 we will just see the x coordinate. So x coordinate is minus 2. That means 0 of this linear polynomial is minus 2. Then so the linear polynomial has only one 0, that is minus 2. Why it has only one 0? Because this graph is intersecting the x-axis at only one point. So it has only one 0. And what is that point? That point is minus 2, 0. And in that we will see only the x coordinate. X coordinate is minus 2. So 0 is x is equals to minus 2. The graph of a linear polynomial cuts the x-axis exactly at one point. Therefore, linear polynomial has only one 0 always. Now let's do the geometrical meaning of the quadratic polynomial. So here I have written three examples of quadratic polynomial. First is y is equals to x square plus 4. Second, y is equals to x square. And third is y is equals to x square minus 4. Now let's discuss the first one. So it is a quadratic polynomial. For any value of x, we can find out the corresponding value of y, and on the basis of that we can draw the quadratic polynomial on the graph paper. So when we will draw the graph of the quadratic polynomial, this quadratic polynomial will be like this. Now if you will see this graph is not touching the x-axis. That means this graph or this quadratic polynomial has no zero. Okay, what we have discussed, what is the zero of a polynomial? The value or the point at which the graph is intersecting the x-axis is the zero of the polynomial. But this graph is not touching or not intersecting the x-axis. So graph is not intersecting x-axis. So there is no point at which graph of the given quadratic polynomial cuts x-axis. Okay, when it is not touching, that means it is not intersecting. That means there is no zero for the given quadratic polynomial because it is not touching the x-axis. Now let's take another example. Y is equals to x square. For this also, first we will find out the value of the coordinates, and after finding the value of coordinates, when we will draw the graph will be like this. Okay, now you can see this graph is touching the x-axis at the origin. It is not intersecting, but touching also we will consider as intersecting only. That means this graph is intersecting or touching the x-axis at one point, right? That point is only origin. That means how many zeros for this quadratic polynomial? One only, because it is touching the x-axis at only one point. So here the graph touching the x-axis at one point, and that point is the origin. What are the coordinates of origin? 0 and 0. So what will be the 0? 0 is always the x coordinate. So x coordinate of origin is 0. So the given quadratic polynomial has only one zero, and that zero is x is equals to 0. This is the value of the x coordinate. Now the third quadratic polynomial is y is equals to x square minus 4. For this also, when we will draw the graph is somewhat like this. Now here you can see this graph is intersecting the x-axis at 2 points. First point is this and second point is this. And the value of these points are 2, 0 and minus 2, 0. So what are the zeros? How many zeros are there for this quadratic polynomial? 2. Because the graph of this quadratic polynomial intersects the x-axis at 2 points. So here the graph cuts the x-axis at 2 points, and the points are minus 2 and 0 and 2, 0. Okay, so what are the zeros? X coordinate is here 2, and x coordinate here is minus 2. So zeros are x is equals to 2 and minus 2. So in case of quadratic polynomial, what we have observed, the number of zeros can be no zero, 1 0 or 2 0. Right? It cannot be, number of zeros cannot be 3 because it is a quadratic polynomial, and quadratic polynomial means the degree of the polynomial is 2. So number of zeros cannot be more than degree of the polynomial. In case of linear polynomial, degree is 1. So it has only one zero. In case of quadratic polynomial, degree is 2. So it can have maximum 2 zeros. Minimum can be anything. Here we have seen it can be no zero, it can be 1 0, it can be 2 zeros, but it cannot exceed 2 because it is a quadratic polynomial. Same case in case of cubic polynomial, degree is 3. So number of zeros will be maximum 3. Okay, it cannot be 4. Maximum 3 means it can be 3, it can be 2, it can be 1. So in case of linear polynomial, we know degree is 1. That means graph cuts the x-axis exactly at one point. So it will have only 1 0. Quadratic polynomial means degree is 2. That means graph will intersect the x-axis at 2 points. So at most it can have 2 zeros. At most means maximum. Maximum it can have 2 zeros. So it can be no 0, 1 0 or 2 0. This we have discussed in the last example. Cubic polynomial degree is 3. That means at most 3 zeros are there. So by observing these, we can generalize that for a polynomial of nth degree, okay, an nth degree polynomial can have at most n zeros only, right? When quadratic polynomial has only 2 zeros, at most 2 zeros, cubic polynomial at most 3 zeros, therefore n degree polynomial can have at most n zeros. That means suppose we have a polynomial of degree 10. So it can have at most 10 zeros. It cannot be more than 10.